Hey, good morning. Good Sunday morning. Just had bacon and eggs and I'm ready to show you your new lesson. Today we're going to learn how to graph logarithms. Before we graph logs, I'm going to take you back to doing exponentials because exponents kind of help show you how logs are graphed because they're inverses of each other. So we're going to freshen up a little bit. I'm going to show you over here. I have oh, by the way, you have the notes, so hopefully you printed the notes, which will help you out too. So we have f of x equals 2 to the x, and yes, I made a mistake, so that's my oops. So if you recall making the parent graph points for 2 to the x, we're going to use these parent graph points. So when I substitute 2 here, 2 squared, I get 4. 2 to the first, yep, home teaching. Woo, woo, woo. Got my dogs going. 2 to the 0 power, I get 1. And then if you remember the trick, Lulu! 2 to the negative 1, all you have to do is take 2 to the negative 1. Remember, you take the reciprocal, 1 over 2, or just flip these two. Just take the reciprocal here. So then when I do 2 to the negative 2, it's reciprocal of this one. So this would be 1/4. I hope you remember that trick. Okay, that seems like forever ago. Now, the reason I'm showing you this, since I keep telling you that exponential and logs are reciprocals of each other, all I have to do to find the parent graph points of log base 2 of x is just take the inverse of these points. So I get 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0, 1/2, negative 1, 1/4, negative 2. And I'm going to be able to graph now and find out what a log base 2 of x looks like. Okay, so we'll start graphing this one first. Let's go back to our exponential. Remember, this is greater than 1, so it's a growth. So when I graph these points, I've got 2, 4, 1, 2, and then 0, 1, negative 1, 1/2. Then here, remember, this is my horizontal asymptote of y equals 0. So when I graph this point, this shows you my growth. Okay, that's an exponential growth. Now a log is the inverse, and that's why I'm showing you these points right here. So when I graph these points, I've got 4, 2, and then I got 2, 1, and then I got 1, 0, and 1/2, negative 1. Sorry, my line is way crooked. 1/4, negative 2. And there's your log graph. So that's pretty easy when it's simple like that. Okay, pretty easy. And just a quick reminder here, if you want to see if something is the inverse of the other on graphs, remember that, okay, now my graph is really crooked, so it doesn't look like it right now, but your y equals x line, these points would be equidistant, and they sure don't look like it on my graph, but on your notes it would look very equidistant. But I kind of made a very unstraight line here. So that can show that they're inverses of each other. Now another important point I want to make here, so for exponential growth, if my asymptote for the parent graph is y equals 0, then for logs, the inverse for the vertical asymptote would be x equals 0. So it has a vertical asymptote. That's the difference. They're inverses of each other. Okay, so your homework tonight, now I'm going to show you a little bit different to how to find the parent graph points, is going to look like this. So you're going to start out having transformations. So you're going to have to do your shifts. And you're not going to have it set up where you're going to have the growth points there for you to find out real easy, and then find the inverse of the parent graph of the exponential points, but I'm going to show you just how easy this is going to be. So start out making your shifts just like with every other graph. So think about it, which direction is this going to go? It's next to the x. And yes, my dog, Ellie Mae, is underneath my feet, so again, I could trip. Ellie, really? Okay, so I'm going to go here, left 2, up 1. So I'm going to make my transformation right away. Left 2, up 1. Left 2, up 1. So I'm going to shift. Now remember, my asymptote has now been moved. So now my vertical asymptote here is x equals -2. There's my vertical asymptote for my log. Okay, so when I do that, I'm going to scribble this out so I don't need this anymore. Now I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to do something a little bit different. So hang with me on this part and kind of watch. I'm going to, remember I don't have these points. Pretend you don't have these points. I'm going to take this and I'm going to change it to exponential. I'm going to go around the world. I'm going to go around the world backwards too. This h of x, first off, is really a y, remember? So I'm going to rewrite this. Y equals log base 2 of x. Because remember I scribbled that out. So let's say we have to make the parent graph points. So when I do this, I'm going to go around the world, get it out of log. So I'm going to go 2 to the y equals x. 2 to the y equals x. So I'm going to write 2 to the y equals x. Right now you might be going, what is she doing? Okay, now just watch. When I do this and I go, oh, I need my parent graph points. Okay, so this is 2 to the y instead of 2 to the x. It's okay. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to write 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Because it's 2 to the y equals x. So now, if I put in 2 to the y, 2 squared is 4. 2 to the first equals 2. 2 to the 0 equals 1. 2 to the -1 equals, okay, I'm just going to flip it, 1/2. And 2 to the -2 equals 1/4. Now, look at your points up above. Mine are up here on the fridge. Same points. Because that's how you're going to have to do it on your homework. I just wanted to show you in your notes so you can see how they're inverses of each other. That's how you're going to do it on your notes. So I made my shift. I went around the world so I could find my parent graph points. And then you would graph. So same thing. So I'd go 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And then go 2, 1. Then 1, 0. Then 1/2. I can't read my own writing. 1/2 -1. 1/4 -2. And there's my log graph. Okay, remember, I just did it one time, so hang with me. I'll do it again. So let me grab my other sheet of paper. Hope you all have had a good, restful weekend. Did a lot of bike riding, a little dog walking, a lot of eating. Had to learn how to weight lift at home. A lot of push-ups now. You guys are learning to do new things too. Okay, so look, I messed up there. Okay, this time I'm actually going from the bottom up. So I'm going to move this up a little bit because, again, I want to show you something. So on this one here, I'm actually starting at the bottom because this is what your homework's going to look like. So I'm going to go, all right, I've got this problem on my homework. And Troy wants me to start with my shifts first. So I look at my shifts and I go, all right, I can do this because we've done this forever. So this says I go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go right 2, down 3. So right 2, down 3, 1, 2, 3. Make your shift. Remember, you don't have to draw these if you don't want to. Think about what your vertical asymptote is, not horizontal, vertical, because we're in logs. So if I go right 2, so now look, it's x equals 2, that's your vertical asymptote here. So I've done this part and then get rid of it so you don't look at it anymore. So let's just scribble that out. Okay, so that's gone. So that's scribbled out. So now to get your points, you need to change from log to exponential. So we're going to go around the world. We're going to go around the world backwards. So I'm going to go over here to where I scribbled. Remember, h of x is really a y. So I'm going to change it. You can put it right over the h of x, or you can rewrite it. A lot of you are nice and clean. So I start at the base. You always start at base. 3 to the y equals x. So when I rewrite this, 3 to the y equals x. So I've got 3 to the y equals x. Okay, 3 to the y equals x. So I come over here. I've got x, y, and then I'm going to put my parent graph points. 2. I know, Lauren, you'd rather I go -2. Sorry if you're out there. Hi, Lauren. Okay, I know you like it the other way better. All right, so remember this is y. That's why I put the y side first, because it's 3 to the y, not 3 to the x. So here we go. If I go 3 squared, I'll put it here. 3 squared is 9. 3 to the first is 3. 3 to the 0 is 1. 3 to the -1. And you know, you guys, if you put it in your calculator, it'll give you the answer too, but it'll probably give it to you in decimal. So 3 to the -1, you can flip it, or you can remember just take the reciprocal of that. That's 1/3. 3 to the -2 then would be 1/9. And that's the point you're going to graph with. So, graphing with this. I think I don't have enough room to go 9-2, so let's just go here. Let's just start here with 3-1. So, start at your new shift. So 3-1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, 1/3, let's guess about right here. And then 1/9 is really close to the asymptote, -2. So that's kind of enough points. And then there's, hopefully you can see that. I don't know, can you see it? There's your graph. And logs graphs, because it says the word log, I'm going to get corny on you now. Remind me of the Loch Ness Monster, the Loch Ness Monster. Get it? Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster lives in the water. Okay? So if we were in class, I would take time to draw, scary eyes on it. Here's the wings. I don't know if it has, that's the water line. Okay, yeah, no? No? Okay. So this is how you would do your graph. So the top part of notes, let me just bring this down real quick, just to show you that they're inverses. So if you are given a setup like this, just to show you that they're inverses. If I did 3 to the x, same points, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 squared is 9, 3, 1, this would be 1/3, this would be 3 squared is 9. Find the inverse of log, 9, 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, 1/3, 1. Oops. Oh boy, someone could have got candy. What did I do right here? Uh-oh, wow. That would be a lot.